सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Om. We are seeing the topic of Samskaras. Samskaras are series of rites performed by a Hindu for overall development. Overall development, I mean refinement of physical personality, refinement of emotional personality, intellectual sharpness, and spiritual maturity. At all these levels, once a person is refined his or her own personality, the person will become fit for moksha. Jnana yogya purushaha bhavati. One may get material benefits also. They are all side benefits. Material benefits are not primary benefits. Dharma, artha, kama come under material benefits. But our Shastra highlight the Parama Purushartha, that is moksha, liberation, as the ultimate goal of human being. Therefore, human being has got many impurities from janmas and janmas. All those impurities cannot be removed by few rituals for few months or years. Therefore, our Shastra tells us from the birth onwards, from the conception time onwards, the individual has to be purified. Ashtagunas the individual has to develop. Ashtagunas are like daya, kshanti, compassion, kshanti, accommodation, shaucham, purity of the mind and body, anayasa, inner leisure. Inner leisure one has to develop to enjoy the real pleasure. Then aspruha, absence of attachment, anasuya, absence of jealousy. All these virtues has to be cultivated. One has to cultivate all ashtagunas. Now, the qualities to be developed, guna adhanam. After dosha apanayanam, these virtues have to be cultivated as guna adhanam. Shraddha, to get shraddha, medha, prajna, shriyaha, balam, power, prosperity, ayush, longevity, tejaha, valor. All these one has to develop these qualities. And I said in the last class that all virtues can be developed by samskaras. These samskaras can be called as rituals also. Samskaras can be the virtues, that means the quality, special quality, characteristic developed, that is also can be called as samskara. Or the impressions, the vasanas also can be called as samskara. So for Atma Jnanam purpose, all these samskaras prescribed by Shastra in our scriptures, they are very much highlighted. I said in the last class there are 41 samskaras. The 41 samskaras, first one is Garbhadhanam. I gave the list of the 41 samskaras. I don't want to repeat those samskaras again. The first three samskaras are known as prenatal samskaras. Prenatal samskaras are those samskaras done by the parents for the sake of the child, the baby. Lord Krishna said, we are offering so many things to Bhagavan. We are offering so many things to Bhagavan. Krishna says, Brahmagnava pare yajnam yagne naivopa juhati. The final one is Atma Nivedanam. One has to offer oneself to the Lord. That is called Atma Nivedanam. Atma Nivedana means, in bhakti language we can say Atma Nivedanam, offering oneself to the Lord. In Vedantic angle we can say offering means Atma Jnana Yogyata Prapti. One has to get Jnana Yogyata. For that sake only all these rituals, samskaras are mentioned. Now, what is Garbhadhanam? Conception, first samskara I am going to explain. First I will give you the example how this Garbhadhanam is just like in one shloka it is said, Chitra karma yatha naikaihi angaihi Chitra karma yatha naikaihi angaihi unmilyate shanaihi Brahmanyam api tadvasyat samskaraihi vidhipurvakam. This sloka tells that Chitra karma, as a painter, when he is drawing the picture, before that he draws some lines, outlines, before bringing the whole picture. When he is putting dots and lines stroke by stroke, we do not know whether that is elephant or that is a cow or what picture he is going to put, we cannot decipher. But when he puts slowly, line by line, the picture comes out, then only we can know what is that picture, exact picture. That picture comes later, very much after some time. Similarly, Brahmanyamapi tadvasyat. Brahmanyam means Brahma Jnana Yogyata. The quality one can get, the characteristic one can get by these samskaras one by one. Brahma Jnana Yogyata Shanaihi Vidhipurvakam Samskaraihi. By samskaras one can get this yogyata he can get. That is called Ishvara Nivedanam. For the sake of Ishvara, one can offer oneself. Just as a painter draw the picture. Now, this Garbhadhanam means Garbhasya Adhanam Garbhadhanam. Garbhasya Shishoho Adhanam Garbhadhanam. Garbhadhanam means Garbhasya Shishoho. Garbhasya means Shishoho. Shishu means here the Jiva. Adhanam. Adhanam means placing in the mother's womb. That is called Garbhadhanam. Garbhasya Shishoho Adhanam. Here Garbha means two meanings are there. One is mother's womb also can be called as Garbha. That is one meaning. Second meaning is the fetus, the baby in the mother's womb is also called Garbha. Embryo, that also can be called Garbha. Some acharyas, they talk about the samskara is done for the mother, for the womb, that is for mother, that is called kshetra samskara. The samskara, Garbhadhana means samskara to the mother's womb to be healthy, to carry the baby for 9 to 10 months without any abortion. That is called kshetra samskara. For next pregnancy also she can give healthy child birth. That is called kshetra samskara. But some acharyas says that bija samskara. Bija means the child in the womb of the mother. That samskara alone is called Garbhadhana samskara. So we are taking that meaning here, the second meaning. Garbhadhana means that samskara done for the baby in the womb. It is, the baby is in fetus form. Fetus form or embryo form, it is called bija samskara. That is called bija samskara. Now, this bija samskara is done how? What is the process? How the bija enters the mother's womb? There is a long process for that. In Chandogya Upanishads, we saw, those who attended my class, Chandogya Upanishad, there we saw Panchagnis. The Jiva travel from 5 fires. The Jiva from the previous body leaves, after death, leaves the body and goes to Swarga. Dyu Agnihi. Each fire, each stage is called fire. It is considered as fire. Because the Jiva gets refinement to enter the next stage. First one is called Swargaha or Dyu Lokaha, Pitru Lokaha. The first stage, Jiva goes to that stage. After going to that stage, then the Jiva is offered to Megha Agni. Because the whole process is considered as yajna. It is one of the greatest ritual, one of the greatest sacred rituals Shastra considers, conception, pregnancy. Nothing is taken as granted here in our culture. Therefore, that Megha Agni, Swarga Agni, from there the Jiva is offered to Megha Agni. Agni means here not fire exactly. It is symbolically seen as Agni. So the fire, just it purifies the things. Here, Megha Agni, the Jiva enters in the second stage. When the Jiva enters the second stage, from Megha Agni, that is called Parjanyaha. Parjanyaha, the rain. Megha means here water bearing clouds. The Jiva enters from Swarga to Megha Agni, that is rain, Parjanyaha. From Parjanya to the Jiva enters next third stage, that is called Oshadhi. Prithvi Agni. When he comes to that, rain comes down to that plant kingdom. In that plant kingdom, the jiva is offered. That is the third stage. So, Swarga to Parjanya to then plant kingdom. Oshadhis. Then the jiva is offered to father's body. The whole thing is Garbhadhanam process I am talking. So the jiva enters from that plant kingdom. Plant means the vegetables, fruits, some. From there the jiva enters the father's body. When the father receives that jiva into his body, that jiva is in the form of retas in the father's body. In the form of retas, at the fifth stage, the jiva enters the mother's womb at the time of conception. That means, father, the Purusha Bijam, from his body, he transfers that Bijam, Purusha Bijam, Retas, into the mother's womb. That jiva gets the name Garbha. Placing the jiva, the Garbha, in the mother's womb, that is the wife. That is called placing the jiva in the mother's womb. That is called conception. Garbha Adhanam. This is the fifth stage. So each stage is like one stage. Swarga is the Agni Kundam, like jiva is the oblation offered there, first stage. In second stage, again Megha is like Agni Kundam, jiva is like an oblation, he is offered in that. From Parjanya to Oshadhi, the Oshadhi is like Agni Kundam, the jiva is placed in that, dropped, and from Oshadhi to father's body, from father's body it enters into the mother's womb. So the jiva travels through all these Pancha Agni. It is very, very popular in our scriptures. This is called Pancha Agni. These are the stages. This is the process where jiva enters the mother's womb. This is the final. From there the jiva grows day by day, day by day. After this Garbhadhanam, it is just like, for example, you go to a nursery to buy a plant, small plant. After buying that plant, what you do? You bring that and replant in your garden. So you replant that in your garden, then it will grow like a huge tree. Same like that here also, the jiva is not newly born. Mother is giving only physical body. The jiva is anadi. The individual is anadi. No fresh jiva born. From the previous body, the jiva comes to another body. That body is provided by father and mother. So after this conception, at that time they do lot of rituals, because we consider it as yajna. We don't look at it as a materialistic. Kama drishti is not there. Dharma drishti alone is there. Dharma praja abhivruddhyartham. Dharma praja abhivruddhyartham. If that attitude, parents, that means the couple must have that attitude, dharma praja abhivruddhyartham. that progeny has to come. The children are meant for this propagation of Dharma. There is no Kama Drishti in that. If a Kama Drishti is there, the child cannot be a what you can call, cannot become a noble person, cannot become a great person, cannot become a great seeker, cannot contribute to the society if only that Kama Drishti is there. So the parents' attitude is very, very important at the time of conception. Before conception also, they have to plan. The child feels that influence, the parents' attitude influence the baby in the womb. Therefore, they have to plan and they have to worship Lord. They have to go to temples and chanting, Parayanam, so many things they do, and they get the child. It is not just like a desire to fulfill. That is not our culture. That's why Dharma Drishti, not Kama Drishti. If Dharma Drishti is there, just like Shankaracharya born, Aryamba gave birth to Shankaracharya, and Jijabai gave birth to Shivaji, and Bhuvaneshwari Devi gave birth to Vivekananda. Even if you go to Puranas, you can see how that Parikshit saw Lord Krishna's Vishwarupam in mother's womb itself, and Abhimanyu also, and Prahlada, So all these are proof for us how the parents' attitude. The baby has to be welcomed. The baby has to be acknowledged. Mother's health, father's health, both are very important, physical health and mental health. If that is not there, it influences the child. Tomorrow that child become a psyche, mentally behavior problems will come. Either physically ill health, mentally ill health, emotionally, some problems will be there if parents are not desiring for the child. Child feels I am unwanted child. Child should not feel I am unwanted. I am wanted by my parents. There are people to trust and care they are taking, that child feels that. So just giving birth to a child is not a joke. It is not seen as just a simple job of delivering the baby. In our culture, in our Sanatana Dharma, it's a big yajna like. So now I will give you, after talking about Garbhadhanam, what is Garbhadhanam? I said conception. That father, that Purusha Bijam is placement of that Bijam in the mother's womb. Then that fetus is called Garbha. That fetus growing inside the mother's womb for 9 to 10 months. What is the angle? What are the angles, the parent's angle towards have a child? That child, why they want, what for? 5 angles I will give. 5 angles. First angle is natural angle. Let us see natural angle. This desire, this is natural urge. Not only for human beings, but for all species. It is very natural for all species. What is natural? The urge to have a son or a daughter. For human beings, let me have my own species, my baby. That is very natural for birds, animals, insects, every species. There is no exception. This is a natural urge. Nothing wrong in that. Our cultures look at that as a sacred, because the Bhagavan's creation, if every baby is successfully growing inside the mother's womb and delivered, it is the victory for Bhagavan. It is a great victory for Bhagavan. So, that creation process, the natural process that is. That is why our ancestors, the rishis, were so great and so powerful, their medhas and their knowledge and their power, their Shakti is immense Shakti, because before conceiving itself, their parents were doing lot of rituals, lot of tapas. Their mental attitude is different, very pious attitude, sacred attitude for the baby. Natural urge, this is. Natural angle, we can see conception in every species. This is natural angle. It is very much encouraged, and even Upanishad also says, when the student completes the Gurukulam study, and the Guru says to that student, Prajatantum ma vyavachesihi, may you never go away from the family and having children. Please continue your progeny family. The Guru says, Deva Pitrukaryabhyam na pramadhitavyam. Deva karma, Pitrukarma, all can be done. Therefore, one has to follow this Garbhadhana ritual from the mother's womb. Before the baby enters the Panchagnis, the parents have to plan. Now, the second angle, after natural angle, the second angle is individual angle. Every individual feels. See, the animals just give birth, once they grow and they leave the child and grow away, when they are able to earn by themselves. Even duck or a bird, animals, they teach their species until they get food on their own. Afterwards, they will never have any relation with them, family, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. No species is having that. But human being, the individual, is having more interest in children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and they want to live together and taking care of each other. The individual feels, today I am taking care of my child. When I become old, like another baby, I become just like a baby. Old father, old mother, at the age of 85, 90, just they are like babies only. So that my child will take care of me. That is the individual desire. It is very natural. So from individual angle also, if you see, it is correct. Now I am taking care of my child because tomorrow I will have a security. My child will take care of me at old age. But now old age homes are increasing. I cannot talk about this. But our culture never saw any old age homes those days. Because the child is going to take care of me. That is the intention. Individual angle. That is also right. Natural angle, conception, children, all these are natural. And individual angle also, individual wants more security from either daughter or son they want. Then third angle is spiritual angle. Every person has got three runams. Deva runam, Rishi runam, Pitru runam. Trini runani apakritya moksho me bhuyat. Shastra says, may you complete your three runams, debt, whatever you have. Remove them first. Then you will become eligible for moksha. So to remove all these three runams, children also will help in removing the father's runam later. That is called Pitru runam. In Pancha Mahayajnas we know that how we remove Deva runam by worshipping God. Deva runam we remove. by prayers, puja, abhishekam. That is Deva Runam. We are indebted to Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan has given this body, this entire universe for me to enjoy. Therefore, I have to show my gratitude to Bhagavan, that is Deva Runam. Through Deva Yajna, I can remove that Deva Runam. Runam means a debt. Once you are having that debt, again you will born. That's why you have to pay your Runam to whatever you have to do. Then Rishi Runam. Atreya, you are telling your Gotram, Sutram, and all those things, we belong to our Rishis. Because of them, only we are here today. That is why Rishi Runam, by chanting, by Parayanam, by studying scriptures, Rishi Runam can be nullified or removed. Then the third Runam is Pitru Runam. All our ancestors, great grandfathers, their Runam we have to remove by just having the family prosody. The Runam can be removed. So the Rishi Runam and Pitru Runam, Deva Runam, all the three Runams, once you remove from your life, then only you are eligible for moksha. Otherwise, that Runams are there. There is a guilt, there is a hurt inside the mind. That mind cannot be fit for or cannot have Jnana Yogyata. So mind has to be relaxed when I do my duties towards God, towards parents, towards children. I have to do my duties. Without completing my duties, I can never be peaceful and happy also. That's what I said, Ashtagunasla, inner leisure. That inner leisure comes when I perfectly perform my duties. Consciously. Performing duties is difficult only, but the joy, the peace comes by performing the duties is immense. Now, that spiritual angle, if you see also, having children, one can attain moksha by relieving from all these three Runams. That is spiritual angle. Now let us go to the fourth angle, that is family angle. Family angle means one wants to develop his own family. And parents want from their children. So my Kula means what? That heritage, family parampara has to be retained. The heritage has to be retained. My family should not end with this. End with me only. Therefore, my children should come later, my grandchildren, my family should continue. My Gotra, Sutra should continue. And my family should spread like a banyan tree, a big family. That family angle, if you see, also there is a protection for a person. There is a security for a person when there is a family. So Indian family system is very, very strong enough. That is why our country is so, what you can say, it is very, very known, very, very popularly known to the entire Western countries because of this family system. The family system is so strong in our country till today, in spite of so many divorces and so many vruddhashrams are coming. In spite of that, the family system is still alive. Therefore, family system is not there. People become insecure. The members of the family, father, mother relation is very important. Grandparents relation is very, very important. If that is not there, child may grow, but the child cannot grow healthy way. Growing physically is not growing. Mentally strong, emotionally strong, spiritually and intellectually sharp. All these come when there is a family support. Members of the family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, so many other relations. They're all meant for individual emotional growth. We should not forget that. That's why in our festivals also, we invite people. Why? So that we can maintain that relations in a proper manner, well cemented family system. For a healthy growth of the child, family system has to be very, very strong. The next angle, last and final angle, is social angle. Social angle means contribute. Let my child should contribute to the society. Every mother, father should think, let me have a valorous child, brave child. Let me have a compassionate child, accommodative child. Let me have a child with noble qualities, so that my child can help to the society. Selflessly, without selfishness, that child should serve to the society. Any department, wherever they work, my contribution to my society through my child, this is called social angle. So natural angle, if you see also, the family system, the children, birth, everything is required. Otherwise there is no purpose of marriage. Marriage is meant for Dharma praja abhivruddhyartham. It is not just living together. We don't have that concept of living together. That is only kama drishti. That is not good for either that woman or that man. It is not good, and not for society also. Living together is not good for anyone in the society. That is why family system is very much highlighted in our culture. Natural angle, individual angle, spiritual angle, then family angle and social angle. Whatever angle you see, the family system is very important. Every species is also interested in its own baby. It is taking care of its baby. It is providing shelter to that baby. I see in my house every day here the birds and feeding the babies. Even kaka feeding the cuckoo, that bird, taking food and feeding. So the human being has to go little higher, superior step. Getting children, one's own species. Human beings get human species. Other beings also getting species, their own species. But it is a privilege for a human being. Human being has got a choice. Kartum, akartum, anyathava kartum. To do this way or to do that way or not to do this way. Either other way I can do. This choice is there for a human being. Since that choice is there, there is a possibility of going wrong side also. That's why Shastra gives these samskaras. These samskaras are not there for any other species. We the human beings are superior to other beings. Once we are superior, why can't we make use of this privilege? Just like animals also having that kama drishti and enjoying natural urge is there for them also. And they are also enjoying playing with their babies. But I, the human being, has to go a little bit higher step. What is that higher step? Not eating and sleeping only, enjoying pleasures. Not only dharma, artha, kama, but I have to go for the next step called moksha. That is the intention of scriptures. Every human being has to recognize that, not living just like animals and birds, having children and family, enjoying. It is not a great privilege if I live like that only, just like that. Dharma praja abhivruddhyartham. We should not forget that word. The baby has to live righteously, and the baby will again grow and give birth to again Dharma Praja. Children again for Dharma Praja and Dharma propagation. For moksha, ultimate purpose is moksha. If we don't teach to our children before marriage itself, they should know all these things. But all classes, all students who are all hearing either grandparents or parents who are already old. But these topics are to be received by the youngsters before marriage and those who want to get children. And what is our scriptures teaching? What are the samskaras? They should not remain just like namke vaste. Just for namesake they are. No. It is not for namesake. All the way the whole personality development. I said all-round personality. All-round personality, physical, emotional. That's why person, you can take my own presentation. Person we can see, P stands for physical body. E stands for emotional, that is mind. R stands for reasoning, rational, PER. S stands for spirituality, spiritual, PERS. ON, original, N for nature. Spirit is my original nature. In the incidental, physical body, emotional, and reasoning, intellect. These three are only instruments. This idea came today only for me. And they give the meaning of a persona, how the person has come, personality has come from that word. But when you see into dictionary, you won't get anywhere. This is my own invention. Just for like that. Not exactly. Don't search in books and all. PERSON, person. P stands for physical body. E stands for emotional personality. R stands for reasoning, rational or intellectual personality. And S stands for the spirit, Atma. And O stands for original, N stands for nature. Spirit, Atma is my original nature. I am the Atma, the spirit, with an incidental body, mind complex. That is the meaning of that person, the individual. We can see that way also. So, from these 5 angles, if you see how the family system was so much thought of from that Garbhadhana onwards. I am talking only first samskara. Garbhadhana, it's not at over. So Garbhadhana means what is the meaning I have given. Then what are the 5 stages, process, how the jiva travels. The jiva only coming here. The jiva Jivatma has to merge with Paramatma. That's why never claim that my son, my daughter, you have provided only physical shell, outside shell. Not knowing all these things. If we do not know this much depth of our samskaras, there is only quarrel or some sort of disturbance in the families. When there is such a knowledge is there before marriage, after marriage, when they get children and when they are growing, the scriptural knowledge is must. These are all said in Kalpa Shastra. In the last class I introduced the Kalpa Shastra, Kalpa Sutras it is said. And later that Manusmriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti all came, Apastamba Sutras only it is given. Gautama Sutras they are given. Even we do not know the names. We are not trying to know also. So that interest should be there. What can I teach to my children tomorrow? That is why giving a healthy child, physically healthy, emotionally strong, intellectually sharp, and that the child should be more and socially, must give benefit to the society, should not be selfish, living for society's sake. That is what Jijabai, that is what Bhuvaneshwari Devi. A Kshatriya woman gives her son to the army. A woman, Brahmin woman, can keep the child into knowledge, propagating, teaching the scriptures. Each Varna can take care of their children to propagate their that art for society, not earning money. That was not our culture, that is not our culture. Earning money is secondary. Live simple living and high thinking. That is the greatness of our culture. So everything is sacred for us. Simple mundane things, whatever materialistic people are thinking, that is seen as sacred from Shastra angle. That is why when we have Shastric angle only, we can see the greatness of that. So after seeing the 5 angles, how a person will grow, and more social angle also one has to think. This is my society. This is my Sanatana Dharma. In this country I am here. What am I giving to my society? What am I giving to my children? Society means my own small society, my family society. Am I passing this Dharma to my children? If I know, then only I can pass on to them. So now come to the next. The time of birth is also very important. Time of conception. They see that astrologically, and the time will affect the mother, father also. If the conception is not taken in right time, it affects the father's health or mother's health or baby's health also. So the time is very, very highly significant. Even some herbs are also very important. They are seen in our scriptures, Ayurveda. Some herbs are also very important, highlighted. And the time, because of that planetary position, when the conception Garbhadhanam has to take place. So that's why they call the priest and see the muhurtam also. Those days there was no honeymoon and all. So since they have this is a sacred ceremony, Garbhadhanam is a sacred rite, ritual it is. So they call the priest and see the jatakam of both of them and what is the right time for conception, Garbhadhanam. They see that, and after seeing that planet's position and the nakshatram, kotram, everything they'll see, and the healthy child, either male child or female child, where what child they want, everything is planned. That Ayurveda, some herbs also they give the medicine to that, like for mother, for the baby's health sake they give. And the time is Rutukala. Rutukala is the time from Rutukala onwards for 16 days. Time is prescribed by Shastra for conception, for Garbhadhanam, for conceiving the child. 16 days. In even days, if the child is born, the child is a male child will born. Uneven days, Yugmat Putraha Jayante. Yugmat means even days. That means second day from the Rutukala onwards. Second day, fourth day, sixth day, and eighth day, like that even days. 8th day, 10th day, 12th day, and 14, 16. Those days, if they have conception, the time male child will born. Shastra says. Even Aitareya talks more details about this Garbhadhanam. Brihadaranyaka talks about that. That Brihadaranyaka mantras I will tell you in the next class. And this timings, yugmat means even days. If conception takes place, male child will born. And that male child also, second day there are some specific features they mention. That sixth day child is mediocre child. Fourth day child is the poor and short-living child. And eighth day child is prosperous child. 10th day child is wise child. And 12th day child is all-rounder. 14th and 16th day spiritual child. Like that they mention in Kalpa Sutras. And if they want female child, suppose, or ayugmat striyaha jayanti. Ayugmat means uneven days, odd days. Odd means third day. From Rutukala, third day, fifth day, seventh day, ninth day, 11th day, 13, 15, like that. And they say the female child is born on fifth day child will give birth to only female child. And I'll finish this and conclude. Seventh day female child will not have children. If a seventh day that baby child is conceived, they born a female child. And that female child cannot have children. The daughter will not have children. The ninth day conceived child is auspicious and have that's his auspicious daughter. And 11th day that child who is conceived is irreligious daughter. She will become irreligious. And 13th day the mind will be evil mind. The daughter's mind will be evil mind. And 15th day, the daughter is born, she will get a son. She will give birth to a male child. Like that. Like this, there are a lot of descriptions are there. With this, I conclude today. One more point I would like to inform. The children, this is called Garbhadhana Samskara. Next one is called Pumsavanam. The male baby. Why they want male baby? That I will discuss in the next class. That children are meant for Runa Mochakaha. Child is for the sake of removing the debt of parents. And another meaning also, Pun Namnaha Narakat Trayate iti Putraha. The son is one who protects the father without not going into the Naraka. Punnama Naraka. Put means Naraka. That Pum means Naraka. Punnama Narakat Trayate. Don't worry, those who are having daughters, don't worry. You are all going to be muktas. This is only for those people who want to get next birth and all. Okay. That those are having that children, punnama narakat trayate. Punnamnaha narakat trayate iti putraha. Like that, our Shastra talks about so many things about this conception. And next samskara comes Pumsavanam, then Simantonayanam. They also come under prenatal only. Afterwards, postnatal, after delivery, what are all samskaras, we will see later. With this, I conclude today's class. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.